Hello and welcome to Seton's, the holiest place of all of real-time strategy. I haven't done a Seton's cast in a while, so kind of missed this place. I haven't actually got to play this in a long time either. So this should be a good one. Thanks for sending me this replay. Some very good players. On the bottom, I'd like to point out we got See the Who, one of the casters. Love to see his casts. Hopefully he does some more in the near future. Definitely send him replays. See the Who, exact same name on YouTube. Another caster we got on this one is Napalm. I'm sure people know him, Jack Sparrow. He's going Sera, and he's got a very big challenge in this one. He's got Le Pen. Le Pen is the player I used to copy when I was trying to learn this game on Seton's. Definitely one player does not make many mistakes, and especially in terms of economy. Not really sure how he plays today, but in the past he was playing at perfection with that understanding of the game from 3-4 years ago, which is quite behind what it is today, which is really a testament to this game. In the middle, we got Foley versus SC Account. SC Account, one player, has been playing a lot of Setons recently, which is awesome because I think this is the same. SC Account used to be really good at rank, but I'm not sure. But overall, a very good player. Doesn't really follow the Seton strategies, but you can see that he knows how to play the game overall, so not really sure how well he'll do in this one, but looks like he's very aggressive to the middle. 2 engineers and ACU. And the other players we got, Flying Kangaroo, one of the best beach players in the history of this game. Played a whole bunch of StarCraft. Should be interesting to hear from him his comparison of StarCraft versus Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, because I think he's one player besides somebody like TLO who could give an objective difference, if that even makes sense. They're just labeled RTS, both of them, but are quite different games. Foley has an engineer right in front of him taking his mass, and he's not shooting at it. Still not shooting at it. Great work from SC Account, but it looks like some tanks are not going to come in and clean up. This tank is very valuable. One kill has got to kill the other engineer before he gets even more mass. But overall, I think a little more mass for the top side. We're also seeing some transport. Looks like a drop of some Artie from Critalis. Critalis, a very familiar name. Now I've heard him for many years, from many years ago. I haven't really seen him play much. Looks like Napalm is going to challenge for the island. He went with looks like 3P Gen Hydro Air, and now he's going to get some more build capacity, upgrading already his second and third mass extractor. It's really a testament to SC Account, and really good scout here from Napalm. He's going to spot that this is a drop. It's a 4-engineer drop. He's going to go straight for factory. This drop contains some Artie and a bomber, now interceptors. So this is going to be an interesting fight. Factory for Le Pen is nearly complete, but there is Artie here. And are these... Oh, that was a great bomb. These engineers need to just reclaim. They can reclaim faster, and this artillery killing the Artie, that was a tank inside the factory that got killed. And Napalm has just taken the island from Le Pen. And I remember back in the day when people asked how the heck do you beat Le Pen, I remember for a while McFly used to say just take the island from him. And that was 2 years ago about. Those are good days. But now Napalm has taken the island from Le Pen. Of course, it might not be over. Factory for Napalm is still not complete. In the middle, looks like some pigeons given over to SC Account, but let's check out the numbers. SC Account reclaimed 7,000. Looks like some problems here in the back. Foley BTS 5,000, so about 2,000 advantage for the top side. That can lead to a good situation. Of course, Highlander, another player I did not introduce, I don't believe. Cybern from the back, that should be interesting. Some gestures, surprisingly. So we'll see who does better. See the Who or... Oh, wow, we're going to see pianos here. We got McMarines. So See the Who definitely not following the Seton script here. Kind of doing his own thing. We'll see how his team reacts. It appears that Le Pen is going to keep on trying to fight for the island. He does have Seraphim, which are really nice with their Artie. He's going to try to drop on top of some flags, which could be a dangerous move. Just barely gets his units. But that's just a couple tanks, and there's already so much here on the island. Should not be too much of a problem. These engineers need to be destroyed. And actually,
The engineers are competing if we can. And that was a good bomb there from Le Pen. Le Pen reclaiming this factory. No more engineers left for Napalm. So Napalm in a bit of trouble. He was about to lose his factory, but he did use his bomber to kill off the engineer. So neither player has any engineering capacity on the island. Yeah, that factory just died in a massive air fight. So Napalm playing extremely well. Seton getting Tech 2 in the middle. Fully BTS already got Tech 2, so we'll see what happens. Looks like Seton has given up in the middle a little bit of map control. We're also seeing Flying Kangaroo here getting into the water. Here a little after minute 8, actually almost minute 9. Both players here at Tech 1, but nothing major. Highlander on his way to Tech 3, getting some Tech 2 power, and UEF versus Cybern from the back, very unusual. Napalm with another transport is going to get his engineers back on the island. He's also doing very good suppression here with Tech 1 air. He's going to try to not allow Le Pen to get into the water. Le Pen does have a single Tech 1 anti-air, now 2 Tech 1 anti-airs. A great bomber, 13 kill Tech 1 bomber from Napalm, really good stuff. And also some Tech 1 Navy. So best case scenario for Napalm here is to get a factory, naval factory, get Tech 2 Navy, and suppress. And what the heck just happened? Seton does not enjoy what just happened. Not really sure exactly what he did. Looks like he just got ran over. I actually see the who. Oh, I must have missed the pianos. I apologize. Yeah, it must have been the pianos, but of course Seton's played with give, so that type of snipe might not be the best thing. Napalm getting a little more units from Seton, quite a few Tech 2 mask extractors. Actually, he's not giving it over to Highlander. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I would have given over to Critalis because he needs everything he can get against Flying Kangaroo. We got now Tech 1 Navy standoff here between Napalm and Le Pen. Apologies for missing that. We have more pianos standing by. Let's see if that works. I'm not really sure if there's any new good targets. We kind of missed Critalis in this one, but it looks like he's doing major drops. And with Crazed doing so many great things with Seraphim, I think people are picking up some of the things he does. I mean, he's certainly not the first one to use Tech 2 drops, things like that. I mean, Mr. White used to use that all the time, still does. But Crazed has shown it quite a few times. And I think quite a few players beginning to do that. It's really nice to see. Now we got a major Tech 1 fight in both air and navy between Napalm and Le Pen. Le Pen actually getting some torpedo launchers. Highlander also looks like he's getting some Tech 3 power. He does not have resource allocation. He did have a couple ASFs, and it appears that Sidiku is a bit behind. He's on a single resource allocation, has no Tech 3 power. He needs a lot more Tech 3 power. Successful drops now from Critalis, putting pressure on Flying, and also putting a lot of pressure on Flying here with Tech 1 Navy. This is very uncharacteristic. Things have really changed. To see Le Pen and Flying get hit this hard, and there's more pain coming here. Oh, this drop is already all the way to see the Who's base. This could be devastating. I mean, that's a lot of artillery. Something has to happen if you see gunships coming out. This is going to be absolutely devastating, and that's the lack of air. And when you see the back flare here not producing ASF, Tech 2 drops. I mean, that's the most obvious thing to do. We're also seeing some Tech 3 gunships here from Highlander trying to protect against Foley BTS. Foley BTS completely running over the middle, so the only really good thing that has happened for the bottom side is the mid player. Total domination, but these drops just continue. And there's more to come. Some massive Tech 2 drop operation. This is really good to see. Le Pen now beginning to push Napalm back a little bit. Napalm does have some Tech 2 Navy.
this is just really good. More drops on the way. Trying to juke the gunships. He's actually flying back. That's ridiculous. Oh, now tried to do too much. Finally, some ASF from See the Who. Can't imagine See the Who enjoying this too much. Fully BTS gets dropped directly on his ACU, and now Critalis. Excellent stuff. Absolutely abusing the Tech 2 transport. More drops not coming in. These ones are from Napalm. These are just Tech 1s. Looks like he's looking to drop. Oh, this is a cruiser. He's going to drop those ASAP. Looks like he's going to get at least 3 of those off. This would be a good move to suppress the naval production. Massive Tech 1 air from Napalm. Looks like finally flying. He's got his Tech 2 Navy situated. Well, we see a lot of damage that has been done by Critalis. We're also seeing a lot more ASF for a topside plus Tech 3 gunships, so we're going to stop any kind of flow of units from Foley BTS. And now Napalm appears to be running Le Pen over. And now with Tech 2 Navy on the field, we see a piano from See the Who attempting to do something about Napalm's Navy, which is not going to work. That failed. We should see a lot of cruisers now coming in. It's basically cruiser spam now from Napalm. And this is going to be very difficult for Le Pen to do anything from this position. He's going to need a lot of help from his allies. Critalis now moving in with Tech 1 Navy against Flying. Flying does have a couple of destroyers, so he should be able to survive this. Gunships from See the Who. And Napalm here, I don't think I really want to face him anymore. I didn't really respect him this much. But I guess we all have to respect Napalm now. Finally got an ASF spam going. This would be a great place to drop a bomb. Really ruin See the Who's day. See the Who, of course, the only player with a kill in this one. With the flying pianos taking out SC account, which did lead to a nice push from a Foley BTS running over the entire middle base. Also some problems here, but it was not enough to prevent Critalis to do absolutely devastating Tech 2 drops, and Napalm, really without too much interference from Highlander, taking Le Pen out of the water. Now Highlander finally is going to join with his ASF, and with air domination it's going to be very difficult for Le Pen. See the Who also has an Air Force here, but it looks like he's not really interested in fighting. Napalm is going to kill the remnants of Le Pen's Navy, and this is a massive drop onto water from Critalis. Now Foley BTS thinking about getting a Navy going. He's going to get a UEF Navy. Perhaps try to save flying. They don't want to lose this bottom ocean. See Le Pen here getting TMD and some shields. Certainly, as long as flying stays in his ocean, he should be okay. And his side still has a chance for more drops from Critalis. And this is really the fault of See the Who. He's got to be on these things. He's got to be scouting for them. And he's got to be preventing any kind of Tech 2 drops. That's really his job. We've seen now Strat Bombers from Highlander. So once the back player switches to strats, he's looking to get a kill. And for the most part, cruisers. And for whatever reason, Napalm's still making frigates. A bit of a waste, perhaps, but I guess it's better to be safe. We are seeing some gunships from Le Pen. These are Tech 2. There's a single cruiser. And this cruiser here with 10 kills, killing off Tech 2 mask strikers for Le Pen. Now it appears we have shields and destroyers of two different factions. Not really sure what the rules are in this game. Having been away from the game for so long, I'm afraid to actually claim anything here. Not really sure if this is currently legal, what the thinking is. Seeing Tech 3 land from Foley. Foley does have some Tech 3 mask strikers, so pretty decent eco. And And now more drops coming in from Critalis. And even more drops coming in from Critalis. I can just keep saying that the whole cast. More drops coming in from Critalis. Here see who and their Foley are sitting in the water, waiting to die. Looks like the middle here has been rebuilt. Still some reclaim left over for Highlander. But of course now Napalm with all these cruisers is going to put a lot of pressure on both Foley and Le Pen. Le Pen has lost quite a few mass tractors. He does have a couple Tech 3s here in the back. And Tech 3 submarines from Flying. Flying actually with a really good navy. He's got cruisers, destroyers, and Tech 3 subs. And together with Foley, they could be in a position to perhaps take back a little bit of naval control here in minute 22. Because we're looking at this naval production, it's really not that impressive from Critalis. The best thing from Critalis has been aggression with Tech 2 drops. Foley using Tech 3 already try to suppress the Navy from Napalm. It's actually working. There's a lot of splash on those. More drops from Critalis. Now I'd love to see a comeback on this one. I think Flying is a good enough player to come in. See the Who hasn't completely lost air. His eco is not very impressive. With some Tech to flag though and these shields, I think it's totally possible. One thing we haven't seen in this game, of course, are some... oh wow, okay, now Le Pen is just getting dropped. We have not seen any experimentals yet. But Le Pen is getting dropped on by Critalis. And total air domination from Highlander. See the Who running away. He's running to these cruisers. That's the right choice, although looks like Highlander is going to ignore it and just suppress any air production. It's the correct choice. And we do see Strat bombers now coming in from Highlander. Highlander now thinking about taking Le Pen out of this game. Can I get more drops from Critalis? And now we got the air fight. And actually it appears that there's been a mistake by Highlander. See the Who is about to win air. We do see some strats coming in. Le Pen, he needs to do some dodging. See the Who coming in. There's a shield here for Le Pen. And if See the Who wins air, which appears that he will, he is taking out the strats. I think this game is still extremely even. So it should still be very good. Foley with the Tech 3 already actually getting quite a few kills. So see the Who making his mark on the game. The second mark. He did kill SC account, and now this is very scary. Tech 3 Navy here. We do see Tech 3 Navy from Critalis, but he is a little behind. So we'll see what happens here. Also we see cruisers and more Tech 3 submarines and shields from Foley BTS. So Foley and Flying, this is definitely shield mixing. At least by the definition that was in effect a couple months ago. Le Pen has survived, now has quite a few shields. This is a lot of torpedo bombers from Highlander. This could be enough to save Critalis from a certain doom. This is really nice, the floating artillery suppressing shields. And now it is a Tech 3 submarine fight. There's a lot of torpedo bombers. See the Who needs to come in and try to help. Flying actually has some ASF of his own. But see the Who needs to come in and clean that up. Looks like some potential drops here from Napalm. And now with these torpedo bombers, they're really going to shift the battle. We are seeing some cruisers coming in from Flying also with his ASF. See the Who finally recognizing that he needs to provide air support. Very surprised Foley's still alive here against this cruiser force. Some SCUs being produced here by, well, at least planned from Le Pen. And see the Who's now going to come in. clean up the air. And actually, Kurtalis here is in real danger of losing in Navy, and that's going to really even up the game. So this game just continues to get better. More drops coming in now from Napalm. But one thing we got to look out for is nukes, of course. It's a lot of tech 3 power. And a Scathis and anti-nuke for Highlander. Something to keep in mind. This is now a massive drop from Napalm. 5 transports. One thing I always dream about, if this game, one of these late FAF games, was shown to players playing 3-4 years ago, it would absolutely blow their minds. It would be awesome. And Kurtalis, he's played extremely well, but did not produce enough Navy, and Flying just walks over and kills him. Even though there was quite a bit of help from Highlander. See, the Hudo has 1 air, which is a very big development. And a successful drop from Napalm is going to do significant damage. It's going to do massive damage, especially with help from these cruisers. Fatty on its way forward. Le Pen is going to try to prevent this cruisers from doing any more damage. And now, of course, we got a similar situation. Now the cruisers of Flying are going to put pressure on Kurtalis and the middle. Now we're seeing huge amounts of damage. See what else the Napalm has made. We got an anti-nuke. Got some tech 3 power, got some EF. But at this point, definitely not clear. A little more Navy for the top side, but better air from See the Who. See the Who, at first I really didn't like the way he played. I mean, he did that piano thing, but he's been playing much better as this game went on. We all see a battleship coming in, multiple battleships from Napalm. Those are going to make it very difficult for this fatty. We're also going to see these SCUs. I imagine some teleports are on their way. Kurtalis making big Tech 3 spam. A lot of TMD. There's a lot of reclaim here for whoever wants to pick that up. Strat bombers from See the Who taking out Tech 2 mass extractors here on this island. Actually getting hit by a bunch of Tech 1 flak. The battleships now are in range, and it appears that Foley is going to lose his base. And Le Pen is going to have to make many more shields if he wants to survive with his base. That's one big difference, the battleships from Napalm. Something that Flying does not have yet here in minute 30.
So at this point, it's basically a competition who can kill who first. And we are seeing some battleships coming in from Flying as well. Flying also dropping off some engineers to get up the free mass. But we gotta say Napalm is quite a bit ahead. He is wiping out Foley here. Basically doesn't have a base anymore. However, Le Pen put that at +2 since that's probably how fast it's going, +1. Le Pen just got himself a fatty, which could be interesting. Might be a bit of a pain against Napalm, but Napalm has so much firepower here. I can't actually believe Le Pen's still alive for that long, but of course Sera from Shields, notoriously very powerful, but just targeting this fatty with everything that Napalm has, he does have scouts, should put an end to it. Seeing a bit of an air fight. Looks like Strat bombers here are completely wiped out. Kurtalis Island. We are seeing some ASF from Napalm trying to help out, but Flying with ASF of his own, total air control, and now we are seeing Flying. He's going to start taking out mass extractors in the middle that belong to Highlander. And here we are now seeing, it appears that Napalm is targeting the fatty, but the fatty is moving underneath the shields. This is really good stuff from Le Pen. He just keeps on going under fresh shields after, but I think this fatty is not going to live for too long, just way too much firepower. He has now almost lost the shield, but more Sera from shields going online. It is now 3 battleships, but this fatty doing quite a bit of damage already, 17 kills. Seeing a lot of dead cruisers, so Napalm, the longer he allows this fatty to live, the more ships he's going to lose. One thing he does not want to do is give up, and suddenly it appears he's shooting something else. He's not shooting the fatty anymore, which is really bad, because now this will recharge its shield, and all that work that's been put at damaging the fatty has been basically wasted. A massive scout now from See the Who. And our Critalis taking quite a bit of damage. Not nearly as good as Le Pen at surviving. One thing we haven't seen is nukes in this game. So anti-nukes, and this Scathis could be very useful actually here, preventing anything from flying, and the only top side has Cyber, so that Scathis could be very useful. It's not a luxury that the bottom side have to deny napalm, and now actually some Strad bombers from flying. So flying, taking absolute control over the bottom of this map. It's pretty nice to see beaches from both teams so dominant. A whole bunch of Janus bombers now standing by for napalm. Is coming in with a bunch of scouts, and this fatty now 23 kills. 23 very big kills, and actually forcing napalm to retreat. Janus bombers are now going to come in. Likely they're going to go after the fatty. Fatty looking for more fresh shields. Janus bombers are going to come in. We're seeing some ASF from us. A lot of Janus bombers just falling out of the air. Excellent defense from See the Who, although it looks like the fatty did take quite a bit of damage. About halfway on its health. That's a trail of damage. Battleships continue to target. That's a lot of torpedo bombers now from See the Who. See the Who doing a very good job with air. At first he kind of failed, I think, with that snipe. He did get SC account, but his air was less than sufficient, allowing quite a few drops from Critalis. But now has had quite a nice air. Now we are going to see Highlander come in. This might get an ASF battle going. Of course, all these cruisers from Napalm might shift the battle. And meanwhile, it appears Critalis has absolutely lost his base. He doesn't have much at all. He's got a couple of Tech 3 mass extractions, but he's basically completely lost. One thing we don't want to keep track of or lose are these chickens with both beach players about halfway through the ocean. Some scouting from Highlander. We've got to say Le Pen has done a much better job surviving, even though he has had to survive for much longer. In fact, he is finally dead. Also some sport commanders. And here comes another ASF fight. See who actually just turns back. Highlander comes in. It looks like the numbers might be very similar. And now see who's going to get a whole bunch of free kills. Highlander running away. A whole bunch of ASF are going to get shot out of the air. It looks like Highlander wants to get a fight over cruisers. And Napalm has given over his units and now is in a transport flying away. This appears to be thrown in of the, yeah, Napalm has just thrown in the towel. It's a bit disappointing, actually the whole top side has thrown in the towel. A bit disappointing. I mean, they did lose air, it appears. And with this type of domination from flying and better survival skills and also numbers advantage with full EPTS, it probably was inevitable. The top side was going to win, but well played nevertheless. Hopefully people enjoy this one.